Hey guys, we're gonna do a part two to one of the what ifs I've done a while back. So, what if Deku was the reincarnation of Madara? If you haven't seen part one, you can go find it. I might put down a playlist. Also, I don't plan to do this what if for too long. I just have to see if any of y'all are interested. Then if we do have interest, in this or whatever, we will do, keep doing more, and probably I'll make it even longer so y'all have more content to enjoy. And when I do make the videos longer, I'll just basically go into the fight scenes a little more in depth and have a little more air quote fluff, but without having filler. So with that out of the way, if y'all want to support me, put food in my stomach and stuff, you got my Patreon and Cash App and stuff like that down in the description. And if you ever do want to just shoot the shit and just talk to your boy, you also can go to my Instagram, which is God_DK. No caps, no space. It's just God_DK. But besides that, for a part two right away, we're gonna need to go ahead and hit a like of, I'm gonna say maybe like 20, not part two, but for a next part. Let's try around 20, maybe 25, somewhere around there or close. Because the first video got 50 likes. And so if we can get somewhere around there, then I would have no problem continuing, knowing that y'all actually want to see more. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and get into this. So last time we left off, Deku literally got done folding or attempting to fold Muscular after taking one of his eyes and burning him. And Stain caught Deku, which Stain and Deku was quite acquainted. So after Deku wakes up and Stain's talking to him, and he's like, "Where am I?" And he's like, "Yo, kid, you're finally awake." And he's like, "Here's some food." And he's like, "Thanks." And then gives him some food, and he's sitting there breathing, and Deku's just kind of just really vibing at this point in time. He's just like he's a little upset, but after him coming down and breathing and relaxing for a little bit, him and Stain just trained for like I'm gonna say a couple of years. There would be no point for me to like really drag that part on. So Deku eventually learned how to use his Sharingan, and learning that when he has this activated, it does sap out of his energy supply. It does sap out of his energy supply, and it does take a good bit of energy to do. So, but it's not as bad because it doesn't take him that long. And on top of this, when he was very furious, like when he was roaring flames hotter than the sun as emphasis, we're gonna say that your boy Deku was just basically I'm gonna say he get his third Tama right then and there due to the simple fact of him being the reincarnation on top of him experiencing loss for the first time. But this is gonna be similar to how what if Deku has the Sharingan. Um, but we're gonna have it to where your boy he's it's not inherently made off of hate or bad emotion. All right. I don't remember where I left off. I hate when this happens, but so we're gonna have it basically. Dude's got his three Tomo. Him and Stain was training for a little bit, like they were training for a good little bit, and Deku's got his third Tomo, and he's pretty much got to the point where he's like dumb proficient. He also hasn't been home in a while, which he doesn't really need to. Um, Most of the way he gets money is like wired to him, so he's pretty much chilling on that front. So we're gonna have it to where your boy is basically not doing nothing big body, but he is just training. And then he is passively looking for Muscular. But since him and Stain hang out, Stain doesn't decide to become a hero killer. Instead, he decides to work on the next generation of heroes so he can avoid that. And eventually he'll attempt to become a CJUA, but he has to get a couple of things out of his system first. So that's pretty much where him and Deku leaves off. This Deku is long haired, has a similar outfit to how Madara would be. And we could say this Deku, what was he? Was about like 7, about to become 8. So we could just say he was going on to be 8. A couple years have passed, so we're gonna say your boy's about We could say he's about 10. Um, and now about 10, we're gonna say he's doing his average days of work and just getting his, taking care of business as usual. And he sees a boy getting bullied for having like a villain like quirk. He pulls up on this kid and he's like, "What? Who are you?" Basically, we're not even gonna do all this mystery with it. It's Shinzo. He pulls up on Shinzo, tells Shinzo to grow a backbone, and he starts training with Shinzo and helping out Shinzo. So that's gonna be like within a month. And he's like, "Yeah, you gotta. Your quirk's not bad, but you're gonna have to train your body." What I typically do, but for the first time viewers, he just tells Shinzo not to be a little bitch. All right, you're gonna have to train hard, keep moving. Not everyone's gonna like you. That happens. We're gonna have it then. He's also gonna be doing something. He's gonna meet Todoroki. This is gonna be when he's 11. He's gonna meet Todoroki, and he's gonna tell Todoroki like, "What's up? Like, dude's got a scar. He's acting all emo." Deku just pops this dude in the noggin. We're gonna say like Deku's in one of those more richer areas because he was at a party or something. So, he eventually sees Todoroki, but pops this dude. Todoroki tries to do his ice, but Deku pulls out a blade and he's like, no. And then he like pins this dude down and he tried to pull out his ice, but I'm gonna say like Deku just like hits him in a weird way. And he's like, a couple years back, I was doing some research on you. You're part of a quirk marriage, bro. And he's hitting this dude with a lot of facts, right? And he's like, yeah, but you don't use your right side. Let me guess. Daddy beats you up, makes you feel really weak. And he's just like dogging, clowning this nigga, right? And just like telling this nigga off and shit. He's like, my nigga, that's your power, Brody. I don't know what your problem is, little nigga. And like he's saying all this type of shit, bro. He's like, I don't know what the fuck's your problem, my nigga. It's not your fault. Your dad's a bitch. All right. But here, I'll do you a solid. I'll fold your dad for you. But if I fold your dad, you gotta gotta do this and that. And like he's saying all this shit, right? All right, cool. He eventually waits for everyone to leave, and Endeavor's like, what are you doing here? The party's far by over. I don't even know why they let this kid in here. God damn it. Don't make me have to get you out myself. Deku turns around with the swiftness. Yeah, boy. Hey, step outside real quick. Why? Step outside real quick. As Deku flares his Sharingan, he's like, fine then. He's like, Toto, or I forget what he calls, half an ad, what's that nigga's name? Todoroki. I forget what he calls that nigga, but Shoto. Yeah. He's like, Shoto, come here. I want you to watch this and remember your place. He's like, all right. Deku starts stretching. All right, let's get it. And so they actually be throwing some solid hands for a little bit while Deku's basically reading and bobbing and like outclassing this nigga, but not nothing like super big body, but like he's outclassing him by like a fair bit, okay? Mainly because of his Sharingan, allowing him to see and have a good gist of what he's gonna do. And so he's like, oh, okay, this is fairly easy. Like, I can do it, ma. And as he's like throwing these quality hands, Endeavor actually gets mad and says, don't get mad if you get hurt. Hellblaze or some shit like that, right? So he's like about to burn. He actually does like a pretty solid flame. But Deku's like, oh, cute, let me show you something. Does the hand sign. Majestic dragon flame jutsu. And meets out with Endeavor's flames. And then as the flame is going, he says, oh no, I'm not done yet. And then right as that he says that, a dragon of wood comes out into that and basically knocks Endeavor back down. Endeavor's like, oh, hell no. So he like charges at this kid with like a good amount of force and just starts welling on him, beating on him, throwing hands. And then like he grabs Deku by the noggin and just sends this dude flying. And then just like basically that thing he did to the Nomu in the anime is similar to what he does, but it's not on like such a high scale. It's just like he sends out like a large amount of heat and just like blows the surrounding area away, which no one would really see. We'll just say that most people aren't around, and they'll just be like, "Hey, a shooting star," or some shit like that. And then, as you know, the embers of Deku's body is coming back down and has burnt to a crisp. I told you not to know your place. And Shoto bust out laughing. He just bust out laughing hysterically. And Endeavor's like, quit your babbling or quit your laughing. Basically, like, stop acting retarded, my nigga. Right? And then he's like, oh God. And like from this point on, Endeavor, Todoroki's not even scared of Endeavor anymore. Like all his fear just went away because that whole time he was fighting one of Deku's wooden clones. And he's like, old man, look. Looks back, it's a clone that's just burning, and Endeavor's like, wait, what? The clone spouts out and grabs Endeavor, which he can get out, but it would take, a good little bit, but he's on top of being tired and beat up a little bit. While Deku's just sitting there on top of the balcony, still in his suit tuxedo, extra crispy, just looking down at this nigga. Shoto, now remember, he winks at him, not in a gay way. He winks at him, hey now, remember Buckaroo? Be a man of your word. You better start using that other half. He's like, all right, bro, you got it. You got it. I didn't think anyone could make my dad look that stupid. Oh my God. He's like, hey, and also remember, if you get strong enough, you can always do that thing, fight back. But I'm gonna go now. And then he dips off, and that's where we're gonna end this part at. Thank you for making it to the video. There's no point of repeating what I always say. If you fucks with it, if you fucks with me, you know what to do. Description, like, sub, all that shit. Catch y'all niggas later.